Now this segment here is going to be for anybody who's looking at repowering a Kohler powered machine. You take the motor off to do something to it and rebuild it. Whatever. Basically, I want to try and do this in a way where you guys can see it. Hopefully you guys can see how much play is in that gear. I'm going to move you guys in a little closer. That way I know you guys can see it. And I don't know if you guys can see before or not, but let's see if I can do it without bumping the camera. Hopefully you guys can see all the play from the bushings being out of this. And I think you guys can see this pin here, but you know how much that pin moves around the plate? So basically this high-low planetary is junk. Now every single one of these gears is like that. And it's pretty common to see these worn out. I wonder what does this do if you spin that one to the side. The other thing is there is a lot of wear on this. So for this tractor, which I'm planning to put this 12 horsepower Kohler on, I just got running. I had bought a good rebuilt planetary. Now why did I buy it? Somebody had it for sale on Facebook and it was fairly cheap. I bought it like a year or two ago. Originally I was gonna put an Onan NB on this machine. I'm not 110% sure what it was originally. Whether it was like a commercial 10, not a 526. I'm trying to think of the 12 horsepower or 10 horsepower version. Of the 500 series, and I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it was either a 500 series or a commercial series Gravely. You know, and I just don't know, because the serial number's gone off of it. If I had the serial number, you know, I could date it a little bit better. To me, looking at it, it has a cutout for an amp gauge, and the hood was white for sure. Let me bring you guys up so you can see this. Has the hole for the amp gauge here. And there is white paint chips on the hood everywhere, anywhere the red paint is chipped off. There, and this one here is pretty clear. So, I know that's what it was. And this motor I got is actually a 1976, so 76 would have been the tail end of the 500s. Oh no, 500 series was going on till about 77 or 78, would be my guess. So yeah, I'm gonna build the 12 horsepower version of the 500s. I'll have to do a little bit of research and see what that was, but yeah, that's what I'm up to, guys. I have two piles of parts going over here. This is for the 500 I'm building, and then we have the 430 build going on. So it'll be quite a time before you guys see this. But this tractor has most everything. Choke cable's still on it. I literally just stole the throttle cable off of this within the last month or two and put it on the 5200. And I have most of the wiring harness off of the donor motor. It has the input gear and everything on it, which I have an input gear floating around somewhere. I think it might be on a 10 horsepower crank in the tank garage. And I'll show you guys this high-low planetary. This one here, there is no play in the pins. There is no play here. None here. It is free to move, as you guys can see. There's no play in these. So somebody took the time and rebushed these. I don't know if you guys can quite see the newish color looking bronze, and I've had this for probably at least a year. This is another worn out one. I know we're getting into the dark side of my shop, but the pin, she floats in there, man. This moves pretty good. So it's not actually hard to rebush these. RW3 Dog has made quite a few videos about doing it. Basically, you just have to measure what the pin is, and I would have to buy a reamer and bring my press home from work, and then I could do it, or I could even do it at work if I had to. But alright guys, that's just my thoughts I got going on right now. I was debating about putting this engine on this 430, but since I have the parts ordered for it, I'm gonna let it be. And as you guys can see, the bore has flash rusted. I should have oiled it or something, but didn't really think about it. It's normally not a problem out here, but it's just been so damp, it has been. So stay tuned for this project, guys, whenever I start posting parts to it or I start working on it, because basically all I gotta do is change out the high-low planetary. As long as the clutch that's in it's good and the physical transmission is alright, I just have to bolt on the adapter plate, you know, hook up the wires and the fuel tank and a throttle, and you know, this tractor should be running and driving in not much time. And drum roll please, I have a battery sitting there that can go on it. So that was a brand new battery. It's what I had on the electric start cart. It just wasn't working out for that. So alright guys, I rambled on for almost 8 minutes now, so thanks for watching. Catch everybody later. Alrighty guys, so I started looking over this red Kohler power tractor I have, and the hood is definitely white. Hopefully you guys can see like the road rash down there. And I was trying to make this out. It looks like 2 quarts of oil, somebody wrote. And what I'm saying makes this commercial series. I don't know, hopefully you guys can see this, but there's 2 rivets down there where the serial number would be, and if this was a 500 series, it would have had the sticker on the dash right here, like my 524. So basically what I'm going to be building is a commercial 12. Commercial 12 or a real early 566. Some of them had amp gauges or hour gauges in them, stuff like that. Now I was kind of poking around a little bit, and I really haven't found any yellow underneath any of this, so it's either a real late commercial, a real early 500, one of the two. But anyhow, regardless, what I'm on to here tonight is the high-low planetaries. Basically, the stack here on your guys' right is what came out of it, and the stack on the left here, and that's the bolt for the shift rod, which is laying there, is the stuff that should be a lot better than what's in it. At least I'm hoping. Basically, I wanted to look at these gears and see. Yes, there is some wear on that. So let's pull this up out of here. So there is some wear
on this too. So which one is better? They're actually about the same, I'd say. So I guess I'm gonna go with what's in it, just because then I don't have to pull the clutch out. The clutch looks good, here as I can tell. Oh, sorry, you guys are looking at the flashlight. But just want to be able to get a peek at the lining here. Yeah, the lining looks good. If you guys can see down in the front there, but it looks alright. So what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to drop this in here. Basically make sure it spins around, and I'd say we're all right there. Now let's examine these. This one here has about the same wear on as that one, as the other gear, I should say. This one here I think is actually a lot worse. Well, maybe not. Boy, that's a tough call. That one's kind of got wear on both sides. I'd say this one here is better. So, cone part goes in, because that's what engages the clutch. Basically, you gotta just play with these until you get the gears to mesh. Let me put you guys on the tripod a second. Okay, so let's... There we go. So pretty much, hold the inside. Turn this a few revolutions, make sure it doesn't bind. I think we're alright there. And as far as this goes, there's not a whole lot to this. This just goes in here. Keeps everything from sliding back. We'll take and wipe out any any crud that's in there. And I'll go, well, I actually haven't decided yet if I'm going to stick that motor on there tonight. Because basically if I was going to stick that motor on tonight, I could go get some gasket maker and put a thin layer of gasket maker on there and just throw it on. For tonight, I think I'm actually going to work on the shift handles. I'm going to change, well, unfortunately what I have to do is I have to change the whole shift rod. Oh, sorry. Whole shift rod,
because, where did I throw them? The style I have is curved, so I'm just gonna have to change the whole shift rod, and it'll be what it's gonna be. The difference is between the early style and the later style is what the difference between the curved and straight rods are. So let me get the high-low one changed, and I think I'm going to change the whole shifter assembly here just because I have them both bolts. I'm trying to think, I might be missing this actually. Maybe. Yeah, I'll look around. Is it one bolt is in that shifter handle. I'll look around a little bit because I've added 2 levers to 2 machines, 500 and 5000 here lately. So let me look around. I'll start switching this stuff and see what I get into. I'm probably not going to get too far tonight on this. So basically, to recap tonight, I got the old style shift handle put on this side, and I ended up taking the shift handle that was over here and moving it over there, and that's when I come to find out it's actually the old style too that takes the curved rod. And the difference is the other rod I have, wherever it's at, it's actually for the older style where the forward lever was in line with the high-low lever. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's about, say, 6 inches difference in the rods there. Yeah, so that's not gonna work. It's the same style that's on my my 66 C10 in there and my 67 C10A. So basically, what I need to do to retrofit or to fix this or retrofit it is basically I need to go find one of the new style handles, which I have a bunch. There's one on the 526, one on the 5200, one on the 524. So I basically need to go and copy one of them handles, drill a hole through exactly where I need it. Well, you guys are not in the center of the screen, but anyhow, drill a hole through where I need it and put that pin in, and then that way when you snap it down you won't pinch that crap out of your fingers. I did it once with this hand, once with this hand. Now I didn't get them good enough to do anything, but yeah, that was bright. So that's that. And then over here I managed to break the bolt off in the cross shaft that the shifter bolts to. So tomorrow night I'm going to pull the wheel off and see if I can't get that bolt out of there, and then we'll go from there. Because basically once I slap the motor on, it'll be tilted back all the time unless I get a motor that can put on it or something. I'm debating about putting the square chute snowblower on this just for kicks and giggles. Because we know this motor runs pretty decent, so I could put it on snow duty. This has tire chains on it. Tires go flat, but what are you gonna do? Junk from Steve's junk pile. But for tonight, that's going to be it on this project. This is actually night 2 for me, but I'll get her put together slowly but surely. I've also been picking at these paint chips a little bit because this paint just seems like it chips right off if you start messing with it. So this might be another one I'll wire wheel the red off of. Seem familiar, like this project. And then see where I end up, guys. So anyhow, thanks for watching. Catch everybody later. Bye. Can't believe I broke the bolt off. Amateur hour.